Hi there, it's Nick broadcasting on the Get Me Off Grid video blog. This is just a very quick update. I've been spending my mid-morning trying to do some more work on the latest solar panel, so I'm going to get that completed. I've been very pressed for time, what with having to work for a living, so I can basically do everything I need to do, as well as to get even more money together for the next big project, basically speaking. I'm going to carry on doing solar throughout the year, but I also want to get on to other things as well, just as for your information, shall we say. The lunch I had today was made from carrots I pulled straight out of the ground, peas I pulled straight off the bush, beans I pulled straight off the bean plant, and I cooked it all up and it was fantastic. So the freshest food in the whole wide world, and it was absolutely amazing. And I finished it off with dehydrated strawberries, which I preserved for long-term storage, and the whole thing was absolutely divine. So I've had an off-grid lunch, I've had an off-grid dessert, and I've been making more off-grid energy today, and it's been tremendous. Now, some people have been saying things like, you're obviously crazy, why are you doing this stuff? Well, think about it like this. I live in the United Kingdom. This is not a former Soviet Union country, it's not a third world country. But yet, in this country, in the economy we got at the moment, there are people who have to turn off their heating in the winter and turn off their lights because they can't afford to run it because of fuel insecurity. Now, if you think about it, obviously it's a wonderful thing that the American government's managed to sort of pool their energy together and do something to get their country out of a lot of problems. But there's an economic reality here. I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all, but what I am is a bit of an economic realist. 2008 showed us something about the way that the economy is, okay? And if there's a hiccup in one little sector, it can spread, and it can spread big time, and it can cause all kinds of problems, and eventually get protesters on the streets, and so on and so forth. Now, the debt ceiling for the USA is more than 15 times what it was in 1980. Okay, it's more than twice what it was in the year 2000, and it's going up, basically. Now, this actually says, yeah, okay, America has a great credit rating. They can do that. They've managed to keep their AAA credit rating itself. They can carry on doing this for a while. But if there's another little hiccup, everything's going to go a bit pear-shaped. And what with the austerity measures, the cost of electricity, cost of gas, and the rest of that is going to go up. It's not going to go down. We can't be in any sort of belief that everything's going to be okay. We had a belief that everything was going to be okay in 2007, but then 2008 hit us and things got worse, basically. So I don't think we can be too sanguine. So for everybody out there, I am trying to encourage you to think about your food security and energy security for this period in our history. I mean, God knows what things are going to be like in 10 years' time. I'm not here to try and terrify you. I'm just making you aware that if you just do a few little things here and there, take one day off a month and you can make yourself some solar. Take a few afternoons off and you can grow yourself some things in the garden, okay? Just little things like this, building up a reserve of experience and knowledge and skills, and whether you're a homeowner, whether you're a family man or woman, okay, you've got responsibility to yourself and to those around you. So that's one of the reasons why I'm quite so keen on this particular idea. So do bear that in mind. I'm going to be cracking on with the panel and getting that done, and I'll be doing the design for the next stage coming on pretty soon. I also want you to do me a little favor. Okay, I've done an awful lot of videos about solar and about the solar panels. I've mentioned briefly food dehydration. I've shown you a little about wood gas technology. I've shown you a little about solar ovens. Which of these technologies or others which are off-grid do you want me to focus in on during another video series? Because I'm prepared to do that, okay, for you and for all of us. I do see this as being education, I see this as being motivation and encouragement for anyone out there who's got an interest in survival in the longer term future, taking into account the way that things are at the moment and the way that things could be. I read a blog a little while ago, and this guy said that one of the reasons for the economic problems is the development of reliance on nuclear power, which is basically uneconomically sustainable, and moving on to green technology is the only way forward. Just something to think about for today. God bless.